Hey guys, Adiutorium here, and before we start, I just want to apologize again for not uploading videos for such a long time. So a couple months ago, I thought that I will be able to upload videos more consistently because that time I thought I will have a lot of free time. But then I got projects in another city and stuff like that, and I really ended up not having any time to create videos. I actually planned to create these tutorial videos after I uploaded the top 10 puzzle mechanic video, but I really just didn't have any time, so I'm really sorry for that. Hopefully in this 1 or 2 weeks I will be able to cover all the tutorial videos for the top 10 puzzle mechanic ideas, so I can provide you guys with how to make the puzzle mechanics and all those stuff. For this video, I'm going to show you how to create the first puzzle mechanic idea, which is the simple boulder/object movement. And if you forget how the mechanic looks like, it looks like this. So yeah, it is a very simple puzzle mechanic, and I am sure there are a lot of RPG Maker YouTubers out there that have done the tutorial on how to make this puzzle mechanic. But since it's on my list, then it's also my duty to show how to make this puzzle mechanic. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is create an event for the movable object. So let's create an event. Let's just call it boulder. You can of course name it with anything that you want. And then let's choose a sprite for our movable object. Okay, let's see. I will just use one of this boulder sprite, and since we are in the snowy map, let's just use snowball. Click apply, okay, and this is our movable object, this snowball. And now to make the mechanic, all we have to do is give a movement route to the event of our movable object. So we open the event of our movable object, and then we go to the event command, second page, and then go to the set movement route. Here, set the movement route for this event. And then we give this event a move away from player movement. So the idea is that whenever the player interacts with this event will move one step away from the player, thus giving it the being pushed effect. So yeah, we add this move away from player movement, and that's basically it. If you want to add more depth by adding sound effect, you can do that. Just click on the play SA and then find the sound effect that you want to use. Okay, maybe we can use Earth 1, no, Earth 2, Earth 3, this one will do. Bring down the volume and then maybe increase the pitch. Okay, perfect. Now, if you want to add sound effect, I suggest you put it before the movement. So put it before the movement, because if you put it after the movement like this, the sound effect will be late. It won't look good. So just put it before the movement. Also, if you see down here, the wait for completion box has been checked, and we want to keep it that way because we want all the process to wait until this movement route is done. But one thing that you also have to remember, and this is very important, is that you also have to check the skip if cannot move box. So make sure that you check this box, because if you don't, it can actually lead to a really game-breaking bug. I'm going to show you what will happen if we leave the skip if cannot move box unchecked. Okay, now we're in the game, and if we try our movable object, it worked. The mechanic is working. Now the problem with leaving the skip if cannot move box unchecked is when the movable object meets with an impassable object, like maybe an impassable tiles or impassable event, it will cause a really game-breaking bug. So here we'll try. We'll push this our snowball to the barrel. The barrel here is impassable, and if we try to push it to the right again, then it's supposed to not be able to move, right? Because the barrel is impassable. Now by default, if we try to push it, then what will happen is our snowball won't be able to move, and that's it. But just see what happened. If I try to push it to the right, now I cannot do anything. I cannot open the menu, I cannot move my characters, there is nothing that I can do, the game breaks. This happens because the wait for completion box is being checked, which means all the process will wait for this movement route to be finished first. The problem is this movement route cannot be finished because the movement route requires the event to move one step away from the player. But it cannot be done because there is an impassable tile, which is this barrel right here, that is preventing it from finishing the movement route. So it's waiting until it's somehow be able to finish the movement route, which it won't be able to do forever. And because the skip if cannot move is not being checked, then it will just keep waiting and the game will break. That's why it is important to not left the skip if cannot move box unchecked. And now we have returned to the project and we will want to check the skip if cannot move box. So we go to the event editor for a movable object and then go to the movement route and check the skip if cannot move. Now we are going to try again and see what's the difference. Alright, we are back in the game. This time around we already checked the skip if cannot move box, which means it won't cause the same problem when we try to push this movable object through an impassable object. So let's try. We push it once, and now if we try to push it through the barrel, it won't be able to go through it, but it won't break the game either, which means it's safe now, it's good now. So this happens because the engine recognized that the movement cannot be proceed, so it skips it, thus preventing us from the game breaking bug. So yeah, that's basically how you create a simple object movement mechanic in RPG Maker. It is a very simple mechanic, but I think there are a lot of things that you can tweak to create different characteristics in different objects. So for example, you can tweak the speed. So let's create another movable object. Let's give it a different sprite, maybe this black ball. And let's just say that this black ball is lighter than the snowball. Thus, it moves faster. So to change the speed, you can just change the speed here. You can make it even more slower. You can make it even more faster. You can tweak it any way you like. So let's just make it 5. Make the speed 5, so it's much faster. Click apply, and this boulder will move much faster. Or you can also tweak the distance in which the movable object will travel or will step away from the player. So by default here, the movable object will only move away one step from the player. Well, you can tweak this. So let's just take this one and maybe give another sprite. Maybe use this I don't know, rock boulder here, and this one will move 2 steps away from the player. So it will travel in a more distance than the usual movable object. So yeah, let's give this a try. We are back in the game and we will test the 3 types of movable object that we have already created. So this is the normal one. If we interact with it, it will move in a relatively slow speed and only move 1 step away from the player. This one, it will move faster. So as you can see here, it moves in the speed of 5, which means it's even faster than the player. So it's really fast. And this one, it will move fast in the speed of 5, and it will travel 2 steps away from the player. So if we interact with this, as you can see, it moves further, more far than the other movable objects. So you can really create different objects with different characteristics, combine them and create a really interesting puzzle. And I think it's really cool because I think the simplicity of this mechanic is its strength. Because it's simple, you can add many things, you can add more depths, you can give more characteristic to each object, thus making it a really good component for a big puzzle or a puzzle minigame. It's a really good mechanic. So yeah, that's how you create a simple object movement mechanic in RPG Maker MZ or MV. It's a very simple mechanic but has a lot of potential. It's very simple, which makes it very easily customizable. So overall it's a really good mechanic. So that's it for the tutorial today. I hope it helps. If you have any question or if you have any problems, just ask in the comment section below. Hopefully I can help you with it. And so yeah, that's it for the video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and God bless.